Well, good. So I hope you're slowly figuring out that's I have those tendencies. Nah, I don't have those tendencies. But maybe hopefully by the time we describe the last two, which we're gonna describe in this episode, we can really be able to figure out or help you figure out where then do you fall or what are the tendencies that maybe you have. Let's look at a connector. Now, these are the guys who knows a. I know a guy who knows 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 a guy who can get you what you want. These are guys who are good on relational networks. They like collaboration and they can be very inspirational in their communication. The effective communicators. They're the guys who can make you do things you said you would not do. They can make you do those things. They're the guys who can wake you up in the middle of the night because there's someone you need to meet. And they can get you to that meeting because for them, there's something they're seeing that they know you need. Because there's a day they had you talk about something, and now they've met someone who's also talking about what you are talking about. And so what they're seeing is collaboration. They're just seeing people coming together and doing amazing stuff. That's all they're seeing. So the persuasive and inspirational communicators, rallying people to causes and things they believe in. They always believe this is good. The two need to meet. And then before you realize you're in a meeting and you're wondering, how did I get here? There must be a connector who got you there. They're incredibly resourceful. Whatever you need, I get it or I have a source. It's hard for them to say, I don't know. I don't know where to get that. They're always like, I know someone. I know someone who can get you that. What do you want? You want a chicken? I know someone who sells chicken at a discount. Actually, the other day I was talking to someone who had bought chicken, and I realized, how did you know? How did you know someone who can sell chicken at a discount? They know someone who can sell a chicken at a discount. Even if they don't know, they know in their phone they can call someone who will tell them who is that. They have the capacity to maintain a large number of relationships, and the connector would be in their phone. You probably they have 4,000, 5,000 contacts. And everywhere they go, they're picking contacts always because they're like, hey, you never know when I'll need this contact. And they're the guys who you can be lost from each other for 3 years. And the day you oh, Gabriel, my very good friend. And you're like, how am I your good friend? And the last time we talked was 3 years ago. They know how to connect with people and their aspirations. They know how to connect with what you want, what you aspire for. And they know how to just I heard you the other day talk about, sure, I know someone, And you're always wondering, how do you do the magic? How do you do all this? They need to appreciate it and given credit for making key connections. They're like, are you aware of what I've done? And for a connector, if a connector connects two people, you need to give them credit for that. If you do not give them credit for that, you will probably be blacklisted in their list of people they don't like. As much as to be liked is important to them, but the fact that you do not give them credit for the hard work they did to make sure that you are able to meet this guy you're doing amazing stuff with, if you don't give them credit, you're in big trouble. Their people-pleasing tendency means they often struggle to bring effective challenge because they're people pleasers. Because they know if they challenge you, you will not buy into this idea. And so they'll be nice to you, they'll tell you all the nice things, but when they realize you're like, yeah, that guy's nice, but I know he doesn't always keep time, but it's okay. I need them. I know they don't keep time, but it's okay. I need them because when they come here and they deliver on this, things will move. So their people-pleasing tendencies sometimes make them really not be able to offer challenge. They often struggle to hear and engage with critical feedback. For connector, they take that critical feedback personal. And it's really because they go to greater extent to do things. They go to greater extent to get things done. They make personal sacrifices. And so you just showing up and starting to tear down what they have done or say something ill to what they've done or say something as if you don't care how much effort they've put into it, it doesn't rub them well. And so it's very important for a connector that they learn how to really engage with feedback. They're only 11% of the population. They're not as many as you might think, but everyone knows how they interacted with a connector or knows a connector somewhere. So connector, relational network, internal collaborations, and effective communication are their big thing. Connectors will interpret challenge of the ideas as personal. If you challenge a connector's idea, they take it very personal. Because again, they've gone to greater extent to show up. They've probably not been home for a whole week trying to put together a meeting because they believe this meeting will make people achieve this grand idea that they are seeing in their head, that they believe in. And so then when you come and they start trashing it, yeah, you'll be like you're just stabbing them in their chest because them, their work and them is the same. Give them time to share their ideas and passions and appreciate before you start critiquing. So when a connector is passionately pouring out and telling you all these things, don't be quick to start. Just appreciate the effort, appreciate the extent, appreciate the passion before you start saying, but I don't think this will work because X, Y, Z. And that's why a connector and a guardian will always struggle. A connector and a guardian will always be like, yeah, they can't see. Sometimes if they're not careful, they might not see eye to eye. So if what I describe is kind of more like you know yourself, you're like, yeah, kind of me. If like, yeah, I don't know. That's not me. I don't know. I don't operate like that. I don't have those tendencies. Yeah. So score yourself 1 to 10. Now, the last one, but clearly not the least, is a pioneer. Very strong personality. They're champion of strategic vision, results, and they love solving problems. They're always like they're looking for a problem to solve. Like, okay, what's your problem? Bring it to me, I'll solve it. What's your problem? Bring it to me, I'll solve it. They love solving a problem. And the reason they get into a situation is to solve it. And when it is solved, they're looking for the next problem to solve. And they love strategic vision. They love scaling up things. They love to see something and see how it can grow up and become a big thing. They love results. They approach life with an anything is possible attitude. For them, anything is possible. If we're going to push this wall down, we're going to bring it down. But it's going to work. Whether you like it or not, it's working. We're going to make it work for them. Visioning and shaping a scalable future is always their highest priority. And for them, if you're sitting there, you're doing something small, they're like, this can be a big thing. We can put a big banner and everybody in Nairobi, everybody in whichever town will know that we just showed up. And they always want to scale things and make things big and grand. The strategic military thinking makes it easy for them, incredibly effective at aligning people, systems, and resources. They're the ones who can say, okay, guys, we're going that direction. You sit here, you do this. When you finish, hand it over to this person. And when you're done, kindly make sure that it is kept here safely because someone else is coming next week and is going to pick up from where you've left. And they can easily give you a plan for your life. And you're like, man, how are you giving me a plan for my life? They can easily describe to you how a process needs to flow. And you're like, when did you think of all that? Their winning is a massive driver for them. They always giving up is like what? No, we're not gonna give up. We have to win, and we'll drive their teams long before everybody has given up. They'll still be whipping everybody. Guys, no, we need to go. Guys, we need to go. We can't give up, man. We can't give up. We need to go. They're powerful communicators, but they use more logic and rationality to provide the attractive and compelling vision of the future. They're very logical and will be very rational in their communication. So they'll come with these graphs and charts and all this that shows how this will be beautiful. The future is great. We're going to get there and all these things. And you're listening to that and you're wondering, how? But they can give you all the figures, all the charts, all the graphs, everything that shows you that the future is great and it's logical and it makes sense. But probably it has nothing to do, it doesn't connect with people so much, but it's clearly articulated. And a mature pioneer can often come out as a very arrogant person with a me-focused agenda. Sometimes you listen and they're like, so arrogant. No, they're not arrogant. They just, the way they're approaching these issues is making you feel like they're so arrogant. They don't care about other people. They quickly dismiss the contribution of the people they believe to be to be incompetent. If they think you're incompetent or you're not experienced, they can dismiss you. If you show up to them and you're talking as if you don't know what you're talking about, and then you don't have the experience to back up what you're saying, they can easily tell you, you're wasting my time. Because they don't love their time to be wasted. A pioneer wants to move with speed. This needs to be done. Let's get it done, guys. Let's move. Let's get it done. Let's get it done, guys. Let's move. We can't waste time. And that's key to a pioneer, the fact that we are getting stuff done. They're only 7% of the population. And interestingly, most CEOs, corporate CEOs, are pioneers. Not that others cannot be pioneers, CEOs, but most corporate CEOs are pioneers. Why? Because you see, they tend, because of their drive for strategy, for results, it's at another level. But mostly they tend to rise at the top. If you're doing a team meeting, they're like, hey, who is going to help us think through this process and give us some outcomes we can follow through? A pioneer is probably going to say, yes, I'm going to do that. And they lift their hand, and tomorrow they come up with a clearly laid down strategy of how you're going to solve a problem. And if they're always offering themselves, chances are they'll be spotted more and they'll always rise up more. And before you realize they're the head of department, before you realize they're the head of the region, before you realize they're the CEO of the organization. Yet you who probably struggles to express yourself, you have the ideas, but you're always doubting yourself. A pioneer doesn't doubt themselves. For them, they'll say it. It comes to their head, they say it. You're still wondering, have I thought through it well? Is it, should I say it now? Should I keep it? Should I hold it? Maybe wait, that person speaks first, then I'll speak. A pioneer, it comes and then, guys, wait. Guys, this is what I'm thinking. Thinking we should. And before you realize, everybody's like, yeah, I was thinking of that too, but I could not just say it. But now someone else is saying it, and now they are speaking up, and speaking up with authority, with confidence. And then you, who was already thinking about it, surrender all that to them, and they keep taking, and before you realize, they're leading the whole process. And you're watching them lead the whole process. And that's how they'll end up ultimately rising up. And hopefully that becomes good for the team. So, vision, result focused, and problem solving. Pioneers lack sensitivity, can be unwilling to listen, and perceived as arrogant. Sometimes they can come out as very arrogant, and they can look like they're not sensitive. And then don't worry about a pioneer sometimes. Just affirm them. Just affirm them. When you're working with them, just give them a pat, like, man, you are amazing. If it were not for you, we would not be here. You are amazing. Well, if this describes you, if people like this make you wonder and sometimes give you a hard time and you don't know them and struggle with them, again, that's it. And so those are 5. Nurturer, creative, guardian, connector, pioneer. Now maybe you've listed them down. Now you can see, yeah, this one has more close to 10, this one has less than 5, this one has only 1. So try put them in order. Try now put them in one nice order. Which one is higher? And if there's a confusion, reach out. If you're putting your own, like, yeah, these two, what does this mean? Reach out and let's talk about that. Thank you very much for listening. And in the next episode, we're going to look at how the order might play out for you. Thank you.